are gatekeepers of Vishnu, and they are very loyal, but unfortunately, they do not have the wisdom or that much of um, what I should say, intelligence to identify that these Kumaras were very great holy people. So, uh, in that ignorance, they will stop them from entering Vishnu's place, and then the Kumaras become upset, and then they say, "You're very loyal to Vishnu, but you should understand why are we threat to Vishnu? We are not a threat. You must understand." As I said, to understand somebody's ability, particularly the holy people or the truthful people, there must be some level of evolution. So these people are doing very good job, but and very devoted to Lord Vishnu, but they did not. They lacked the common sense or common intelligence, where they could have used their discretion and asked them few questions or whatever to understand who they were. So without getting into that, they just stop them, and that actually irritates them. And the Kumaras curse these Jaya Vijaya, and they say, "You have to go down to the lowest of the lowest realms, Patala Lok, to, as a part of your misdeed, that you have stopped us from entering Vaikuntha, Vishnu place, and therefore you deserve this." So in the meanwhile, Vishnu comes out, listening to this conversation. He himself comes outside, and as soon as he sees these Kumaras, he is overwhelmed and he is so pleased, and Kumaras also are pleased, and then they start chanting about, there is a Kumara Stuti again. They start singing glories of Vishnu, and they are so excited to see Vishnu with his Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, that is the Sudarshan Chakra, that is the, and then the mace, and with the flower in one hand. So we have this picturization or description of Vishnu as a one with four hands, and one he has a conch, and one he has the discus, Sudarshan Chakra, one he has Gada or the mace, another one is the Padma or lotus flower, and with lot of love in his eyes, a very pleasant smile, convincing smile, assuring smile, and very kind eyes. So always he is uh, up to, you know, benefiting or pleasing or blessing his devotees. And these were no ordinary devotees. Kumaras were no ordinary devotees. They were great saints. Actually, Brahma creates these Kumaras so that they go down and bring out progeny. But somehow these people become so knowledgeable, and they get engrossed in this penance and other bhakti practices of bhakti, that they do not get any interest in procreation. So they come back and they say, "No, no, we are very happy thinking about Lord Vishnu." Now, Vishnu, Bhagavan listens to all this praise given by these Kumaras, because Kumaras know about Vishnu, his avatars, his creation. And as I told in our Bhagavad Gita class, the Parabrahma is the creator of so many universes. We are one of them. We are on this earth, which is part of the solar system. There are so many solar systems that make a galaxy. There are so many galaxies that make a universe, and there are multiple such universes which are created by that Parabrahma, Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna. So every universe, they say, has one Brahma, one so many yugas, so many Manus. So every universe has multiple universes, multiple Brahmas, multiple earths, multiple suns. We are, as I said, just a speck. So Kumaras will keep singing his glory of all his creation, all his good deeds, his glories, everything. Now Bhagwan comes out and he says, "I fully agree with the punishment." See, ಇನ್ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, how did you punish my secretary? My secretary represents me. So why did you? So we have experienced this. When you want to, when you talk no, when you talk, when you don't talk to the secretary properly, the boss gets affected. He says, my secretary represents me. I have experiences. How dare you talk to my secretary like that? This is what a normal human being, an ordinary human being considers. But now Krishna says the exactly, Vishnu says opposite. He says that I fully endorse the punishment or the curse which you have given to Jaya Vijaya, because see, if you speak, this worker or these gatekeepers have not done a good job, that reflects on my functioning. I take the blame on myself. He says anything which a worker does, it reflects on the owner. So I take that blame because they have insulted a holy person like you. Krishna says holy person or Brahmana. Brahmana means, again, I underline, it is a knowledgeable, saintly person with lot of sattvic qualities, irrespective of the, it's not the caste. So he says, because of the blessings you people have given, look at Krishna, Vishnu, what he's saying, because of the blessings I receive. He says, when the holy people chant my name, when they become immersed in my thoughts, so that is a blessing I get from the saints, and that will make me so powerful so as to bless others. This is the importance Krishna gives to a jnani. So he says, therefore, I owe you a lot. I owe you people so much that I cannot question your curse. So I will allow it to happen. And they have done a mistake. And definitely, we will see that your curse gets implemented. But only thing is, please see that they don't stay in the Patala Loka for a long time. Let them come back at the earliest, number one, and let them not have so many births. Let one birth be enough for Jaya Vijaya. If you remember, these people will be born as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. Now, the Kumaras are also very, very blessed, and they feel full of tears. They say, we are just not able to assimilate. What is this? We have come to ask you, and you are telling that you are blessed by holy persons like us. And even Mahalakshmi also, always she's yearning to be in your, chest, occupying that place. And so much is the need for your presence. We are also equally, so much we are longing to get your blessing. But on the contrary, now you are telling us that you are blessed by saints like us or holy people like us. We are indeed great, Anta Helta. Then he says, you please correct us. The curse which we have given, this discussion is about the curse where these two people have to be born in the Rasatala, Patala. So he says, please correct us if we have given a wrong statement. So Bhagavan says, no, whatever you have told was my desire too. We don't know why, but maybe it will come later. He says, it's as per my desire. So you have also spoken according to my wish. It is my own doing, so I cannot go back on that. Let them go down and let them not take many births. So saying, now what happens is Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they go down to Patala, and now they enter the womb of Diti. We have told how Diti and Kashyapa, they meet, and then because of the evening hours, the Kashyapa will predict that you will bear two demon-like children who will be a curse on this earth, but the grandson will come, okay, who will actually be a great blessing to all of us. So saying, now they go. Now Diti, her pregnancy goes on for 100 long years, 100 years. Because when she carries, it seems the entire environment changes. More number of eclipses happen. The planets will start get disturbed from their routine. So many eclipses, so many bad omens, and on the sky, comets and meteors, they start falling. The ocean will show abnormal heights, I mean, abnormally big waves. Ocean will start appearing as though it's churning on itself. And the animals will look very bizarre. The description given is actually little funny only. The cows will start yielding blood instead of milk, and the dogs will start barking unnecessarily, and all that. So everything, the wind, the blowing of the wind changes. Everybody feels there is something which is some disaster is going to happen when she's carrying. So the devas go and talk to Brahma, and they say, what is this happening? Then Brahma tells them that Diti is bearing two demons, and that's the reason we will have to put up with this. They will be born on earth, and then they will be killed by Vishnu, and they will get salvation. Until then, we all have to put up with this whole all this. And Didi does not want to deliver because she is now thinking, just by conceiving these two, there is so much of things, so many things happening around in the entire three worlds. What I should think now, once they are born, what is going to happen? Let me not deliver. Saying so, she tries to hold them, but then it doesn't happen. And then both are born. And eventually, Hiranyaksha is a younger brother. Hiranyakashipu is the elder one, and he is the father of Prahalada. Have discussed earlier. And again, we are going to discuss. So now what happens is Hiranyaksha, brother of Hiranyaksha. So always he wants to please Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, both of them, no, they feel they are greatest. Description given is they are so tall that their crown is almost touching the sky. They wear a crown, a lot of jewels, because they are the kings of that world. The way they walk, and they are two asuras, but they are so, physically they are so huge that even the animals, the plants, everything, they become scared looking at them, leave alone the human beings. So this is how they keep walking with the mace in their hand with great majestic thing. If it was some devatas or something, we could have appreciated. But this was designed by Lord Vishnu himself, that they would be born in this manner. So they are asuras. And Hiranyaksha, younger brother, always he wants to see who's going to fight with me. And then he goes to the Devata Loka and he scares all of them. The minute he goes there, all the Devatas run away, it seems. They vacate their places and nobody is seen in the Devata Loka. So he goes down to the Patala Loka. There Varuna is there and Vibhavari is his kingdom. So he tries to, because these people always like the water, oceans and all that. So he goes there and he threatens him. Whom does he threaten? Varuna. He threatens Varuna and he says, why are you hiding here like a coward? And he will start instigating him. Varuna remains very, very silent. Actually, when such egoistic people who are immature come with lot of anger and so many words and destructive tendencies, the best thing a normal, ordinary, sattvic person or a good person should do is not get into arguments. You just have to keep quiet. After a while, their anger goes and they just disappear. So exactly, he did the same thing. Then he says he will not, Hiranyaksha is not going to yield to that. So he knows this fellow is avoiding. He says, what is this? You are not coming, you are not coming. On Mundodru, then natkondu hogi, he will start. Then he says, no, I am not as good as you. If you really want to, have a match for you, it is Sri Hari. So then, meanwhile, Narada, Narada is always trying to bridge the gap, or Narada is kind of igniting something, triggering something. He said, oh, you want to, he meets Narada. So where are you going, Hiranyaksha? I'm going to meet Sri Hari. Where is he? Sri Hari is in Rasatala. He says, Rasatala means there only, Patala. So he says, he's there, go and meet him. Because Narada wants the meeting of this fellow, Hiranyaksha and Narayana. So he goes to Rasatala. Rasatala, there Prithvi is there. They have described that she's shivering. That means earth was not in a good state. And there is a Varaha, boar, sitting there. Oh, you are Sri Hari with this pig-like face. In what way you are going to kill me? You look like an animal dwelling in the forest, and I should fight with you. My God, what did Narada tell? What did Varuna tell? He said, I have to fight with Sri Hari. Now they have sent me all this way to fight with person like you. Then Bhagavan says, he says, know that I am Sri Narayana, and who sleeps in the water, and objective is to hunt and kill dogs like you. They start arguments. So with that argument, then it goes on. They start fighting. That fight is described in a very nice way. How each one, one fellow displaces his mace, and this Asura, because the mace is not there, he doesn't want to fight because it is against Dharma. And then Vishnu gives back the mace, but still he's not. And then Hiranyaksha goes into magical power. Suddenly he disappears and he becomes invisible and he hits Vishnu. All that is described. Finally, it is evening and Brahma comes there with rishis and requests Vishnu. It's getting dark, and this is the only time you can strike him off, because the whole world is suffering, and Prithvi is going through a lot of. You have to kill him and you have to liberate him, because Bhagavan would have told in those previous discussion, these two are going to be born as asuras, but they will develop so much of hatred for me that every time they think about me, that is how he has blessed them. So Krishna, Vishnu or Narayana or Parabrahma needs to be remembered in one way or the other, whether you love him and remember, or you hate him. In either ways, he will bless you. So in this form, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they were always considering, where is Narayana? Yellidana avanu? Hari Narayana antiya. Chinda madbiಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಚಿತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, Narayanan ಕೊಲ್ತೀನಿ. Always Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So he is happy. He says, now you have to liberate him, because this is a time, says Brahma. They come there, Brahma and Rishi. So now, because Narayana, this Varaha would have killed him long back, but just he wants to prolong. He has his lot of power, and it takes hardly 2 seconds for him to just destroy him. But then he prolongs. Now there is no choice. No, I mean, there's no time. So he slays him, he kills him, and then he takes the earth back. And so that way, Hiranyaksha that becomes the end of Hiranyaksha. Hiranyakashipu is still there. And then the quest that rivalry starts, how Narasimha comes, that takes place after Hiranyaksha's death. Hiranyakashipu is triggered. That's a different story. Now what happens, coming back to Hiranyaksha? So Varaha, now Hiranyaksha is killed, and then the Prithvi is brought back to its original position. And then, as described, Vishnu puts her in proper force so that she is no longer displaced from her position. Nobody can take her. So that is the thing he does, and then he goes. Now, after that, so conversation in Bhagavad Purana, if you remember, it is the narration told by Shuka to Parikshit. And as this one has been observed by the Pauranics, and in Naimisharanya, Sutta Puranika is telling Shaunakadi Rishi. So now, in that story itself, what Shuka is telling, that is not being narrated. What Shuka is telling to Parikshit is the conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. In that story my story, Sutta to Shaunaka, in that story comes the Shuka and Parikshit. And in that story, there is Vidura and Maitreya, because Bhagavad Puran has been told repeatedly. Somewhere in between, there are some differences, but again and again, they keep repeating these stories. So, Maitreya now he's telling Vidura that this is how accomplished the objective of Varaha Avatara. This is how Varaha Avatara, to bring back earth to its original position and to slay demon Hiranyaksha, so that he comes back as his gatekeeper. Now that is over. Now Vidura asked, okay, now you told about this, no, Hiranyaksha. How does Brahma continue his creation? How were people born on this earth? So many of us are born. How did it actually start? So now Maitreya says that he repeats the same thing. Just there was nothing, and then Mahat Tattva came. Then from there came the gunas. We have discussed all this. And then Panchatanmatras and Panchendriyas, all that. Everything became as a source of creation. Then they were held in a huge gold-like glittering egg. Everything, andre, the items required, raw materials, Panchatattva, Tanmatra, all that came, gunas, everything. Principally, you cannot think them as an entities. So all of them came, and they could not produce anything. So they were in a golden egg-like. It's called Brahmanda or something. So at that point of time, nothing was proceeding. So Bhagavan enters into that shell, and then he becomes a sleeping Vishnu. From there comes the lotus, and then comes a Brahma, and then creation of Tamishra, Andatam. Last time we told him Moha, Mahamoha, all that, mind, Buddhi, everything comes. Now after that, what happens is there are so many creations are described again. How Brahma creates the rishis, the asuras, avidya. Very interesting. You can read more, because how the night is created, how the day is created, how hunger and thirst are created. So all this comes, and then he says Manus were created. Now, after that, Manu was created. Now Vidura tells to Maitreya, I want you to tell us more about this Manu. So very interesting story comes now. So Swayambhu Manu, he is a son of Brahmadeva. So this Manu, um, his wife is Shatarupa. If you remember, we have discussed this. To them are born 5 children. One is Priyavrata Uttanapada, 2 sons, Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti, 3 girls. Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti. Very different names. Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, and Priyavrata, Uttanapada. Ivaru Gandudugru. So now what happens is there is one more Muni called Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni is Manasputra of Brahmadeva. So Kardama Muni has been told, Marichi, all these people are born now. He told Narada, Marichi, Atri, all these are born to Brahma. They say, go and do penance and get children. Anta. Kardama Muni performs penance for 10,000 years near Saraswati river. This has happened in early Satyuga. So 10,000 years he does the penance near Saraswati for procreation. Procreation, something should happen. He just sits there for meditation. As per Brahmadeva. Brahmadeva says, go and do penance and then procreate. I will give you the right time. So at that point of time, then what happens is after 10,000 years, Vishnu comes in front of him. And then he says, I am just blessed with you, Kardama Muni. I am just blessed. I'm just pleased with your penance. And now I will bless you. Swayambhu Manu with Shatarupa will come and approach you with their daughter Devahuti. So you get married to her and then have children, and those children will make you so proud because you have done penance for 10,000 years. As he says, I mean, he Kardama Muni becomes very emotional when he sees Bhagavan, just like we have described when Kumara is seeing him, same Vishnu avatar with all his majestic appearance, radiance, love, kindness, and whatever you want to describe him. So that way, extraordinary opulence. With all that, Vishnu comes there, and then Kardama is so blessed. And now, you see, even for a householder, when you get such kind of spiritual vibes, the entire family and the environment, it is described here. Environment, it just flourishes. Your family flourishes. The children who are born to you are extraordinary. And the environment, the plants, animals, vegetation, the atmosphere, it is so, progressive, and it is so pleasant, as though you are creating a heaven on earth. So similar thing happens. Bhagavan says, I am pleased with you, and you will get a wife who is very beautiful and who is also committed to you. So we will see more about this one. And Manu will offer her in marriage to you, and you will have 9 daughters. Now, Kardama is marrying. Remember these names, very interesting. Swayambhu, Shatarupa. They have 5 children. Uttamapada, Priyavrata, Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti. Devahuti is getting married to Kardama Muni. And with them, they will have 9 daughters. And then he says, you will have all these daughters are going to be extraordinary again. They'll be married to the rishis, which I'm going to send. And you will also, I will be born to you as a son. Anta heltan Vishnu. See, look at that. Because of your penance, I will be born to you as a Kapila. Kapila Muni is born to Kardama. So he says, and then he leaves. And so then after some time, now what happens is, Swayambhu Manu is also told by Brahma, go and approach Kardama Muni. So description of it, they go in a nice chariot, and so Swayambhu Manu is the owner of this entire earth. Okay, and as I said, Saraswati river, there will be ashrama of Kardama Muni. He's a Muni, but he is not a sannyasi. So Swayambhu takes a journey with his wife, take Devahuti, and then they come to that place. There is something called Bindu Saras, Saraswati part of backwater, something like that. Bindu Saras, very beautiful it seems. Near Haryana, I checked that. It is near Haryana, somewhere in the north. So they bring her, no pomp and show. They say, we have brought her, please get married. Kardama says, Okay, I have heard that some Vasu from the Devata Loka almost fell down from there to get married, or he was so attracted to her. So Devahuti is very beautiful, and I heard she's very pious. So definitely, I will get married. And then he gets married to Kardama gets married to Devahuti. Kardama Devahuti married life will start now. So uh, Manu, Kardama appreciates Swayambhu Manu. You are a great king. See how mutually, father-in-law, son-in-law, how nice relationship they have. Kardama Muni appreciates Manu. I have heard about your administration. You have taken actually during that time, and Manu's Smriti starts from there, and he rules for it seems some so many years. He rules. It's a period of several years. One Manvantara, isn't it? 71 yugas, I think. Uh, yeah, 71 yuga cycles, one manvantara. So he rules that, and you have been very good. Environment is good, atmosphere is good. There is a lot of vegetation, good, weather is there. So you have protected Mother Earth in a nice way. And the Kardama appreciates Manu. So Manu says that I'm so happy with you that Krishna, Bhagavan has created people like you. Again, mutually they appreciate each other. And then he says, I'm offering my daughter. Kardama says, I will be with your wife in before marriage. He says, I'll be with your wife, but after having children, then I am going to take sannyasa. Devahuti listens to this, but still she agrees. See, that's what these are all people born. They are very close to Brahma, no? Because Swayambhu Manu is created Brahma, Kardama is created Brahma. So very close to the creation, they have extraordinary selfless quality. So Devahuti agrees. Today's Kali Yuga, if you see, oh, why the hell I should get married? ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೋಗಲು ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Why should I get married? Then you don't marry. If you want to become a sannyasi, why the hell you should get married to me? Why the hell I should get married to you? Only if you are going to leave me throughout, then only I will get married to you. And the conditions they will put, isn't it? My natural it is, but these were all supernaturals. So they were all born to create something for several generations. So, and that was a Satyuga. So she agrees, and then both of them lead a very good life. And then Devahuti, look at her. Now, Kardama Muni gets married to her, but he is not having any kind of mental or physical relation. They live like two friends for quite some time. 12 years they have told. Whether it is 12 years of today or longer, because timings are different. She is so selfless. She is so pious and committed to her dharma of a wife, which is described in those days, right? Anything that we describe, any dharma, no, it varies with different yugas, it seems. What is applicable at that time may not be applicable today. So let us see what they have described about Devahuti. Devahuti was a pativrata, if you use that, a very devoted wife. She did not have any expectations but to serve, without no expectations, but I will only serve Kardama Muni because she knows that he has done penance for 10,000 years and he has had the darshan of Bhagavan himself, and he is born to Brahma himself, just like my father. So I will do my service. So the 12 years she will do. After that, Kardama tells Devahuti, I am very much happy with your devotion, with your service. So therefore, now let us have children, and let us lead the life of a householder. So saying now, very interestingly, this also has got because, and then Kardama says, I took 10,000 years as a penance to see Sri Hari, now to see and to get his blessings. But I will bless you, and Sri Hari has also blessed you, because in spite of being so beautiful, in spite of being so devoted, not even once you have cribbed that you are feeling lonely, I'm not giving time to you, I'm not spending enough time to you. Look at them, how it's very difficult. Very, for us, it's not so practical, but they were having those qualities. So he says, therefore you are blessed by Sri Hari. Therefore you are already blessed. Devahuti becomes very happy. Kardama has taken 10,000 years of penance, but her 12 years of penance, of serving her husband, got her blessings of Sri Hari. So she becomes very, very divine. Now they go in and try for getting children. So the description is he creates. She says, "What do you want?" He says. She says, "I want a beautiful body." I mean, she is beautiful. She says, "I want some nice place because we have to enjoy our, family life." So immediately Kardama has got the powers. He creates multi-storied building, and so many maids and servants, everybody start appearing because those are divine powers. And then look at this, they go on a honeymoon. They are not given us honeymoon, but he takes her in a nice, they had this, they visit a beautiful, that's called as Meru, some Madhu Meru. That's a big place, Mahameru. So along with so many people, attendants, no, she gets that beautiful house, and then he takes her in a plane. That day, those days also there was plane. If you remember, so he takes there and he gives her all kind of wife aspires for. So he fulfills all her desires, and then they lived for hundreds of years. That seemed like very few minutes. So 9 beautiful daughters were born to them. Then what happens? Now he says, "Now I have completed my household affairs. Now I will take your leave and become a sannyasi." Devahuti says, "It's okay. You said you will become, you can go because you had already told me. But now all the daughters will be married. How can I stay alone? I am not a sannyasi like you." Then Kardama remembers that Vishnu had told him, "I will be born to you as a son, uh, and he will establish Sankhya philosophy. Not only that, he will guide his mother also. He will mentor his mother." It's very beautiful, actually, Kapila and his mother's conversation. So that he remembers, then he says, "Right, now I remember." So he says, "I will stay back." And then again they conceive, and Kapila is born. And during that time, again, Devahuti concentrates on Bhagavan. She does lot of meditation. And as soon as the Bhagavan, Paraparam Vishnu enters her womb, she starts feeling the divine ripple. She can feel that excitement. And that is felt across the worlds, different worlds, Gandharva Loka, Apsaras, everybody starts feeling. Brahmadeva also showers because he knows that Vishnu is born. And then he says, after that, during that time, Brahma comes down. He says, "Very good that Lord Vishnu is being born in your wife's womb, Kardama. Now listen to me. Now, a great saint, Vishnu will be born, but I have come here to uh, request you to marry all your 9 daughters to different rishis whom I have created." So his daughters, Kardama gives his daughters to Maharshis. Kala is one of the daughter married to Marichi. Anasuya is married to Atri. If you remember Anasuya, Dattatreya's mother, if you remember that, no? Atri, the Anasuya. Shraddha is married to Angiras. Havir Bhuvi is married to Pulastya. Then Gati is married to Pulaha. Kriya is married to Kratu. Jyati is married to Bhrigu. Arundhati to Vashishta. And Shanti was given to Atharva. Like that, all 9 daughters. Kardama's children means they are also great. Married to 9 great rishis. So many gotras are named after these rishis. So then the 9 Maharshis, they bid farewell and they leave. And now Kardama tells Kapila. Kapila is his son, but he is Lord Vishnu himself. So he bows down before him and he says, "I'm so blessed to have you as my son. And I'm sure now you are going to bring out the Sankhya philosophy. So, uh, and therefore, I'm very much blessed." And he says, "Thanks for coming and becoming my son." So, Kapila says now that this avatara will facilitate the tamasic individuals to get moksha through this jnana. I'm going to give. Sankhya means 24 components are there. Part of it which we already discussed, we'll discuss more. So he says that whoever is tamasic, because of ignorance, once they are educated, they will come to know the difference between Prakriti and Purusha. So this is initial thing. It has happened before Mahabharata. If you see the internet now, it says Kapila was born. Many sources on the internet, Wikipedia and all, they are not true this one, but I found one more authentic because they say 400 to 600 BC. It cannot happen that way because uh, that means after Mahabharata, very recent. It's not so. This has happened much before that, before Mahabharata. So he says, I'm going to tell this in the Heli. Now Kapila becomes, Kapila says, now I am going to bring up this philosophy called Sankhya philosophy to the, what I should say, the layperson, particularly the tamasika person, prakriti and purusha. These are the two words which have come. If you remember, we have brought out this as this concept of prakriti and purusha. Who is purusha? Purusha is the consciousness. Prakriti is everything other than that. Let us get this. Then next chapter goes to teachings of Kapila. So when the creation starts, there is only one, and that is a consciousness. That is so. Consciousness means the everything is hidden in that Parabrahma. Then he makes a will that I should create through Yoga Maya. That tilt causes a imbalance in sattvic, tamasic, and rajasic. That combination tilts. So actually, whenever some activity starts, rajasic starts predominating. With that, mahattattva comes, ahankara comes, gunas come, and then panchatattva, pancha mahabhuta, and then all the creation starts. And what happens is creation, and Brahma creates all these beings, including humans, rishis, asuras, everything, avidya. So many beautiful. I didn't go into those details actually. So, and in all the living beings, uh, the Parabrahma enters as the Atma. So he says the Atma and the Paramatma are same. Actually they are same. But the Atma which resides within us, also called as Purusha, also called as consciousness, that is not visible, but because of that consciousness, everything is happening. We are seeing, we are talking. Pancha Mahabhutas, Pancha Tanmatras, Panchendriyas, all functioning cannot happen without that consciousness. So he creates that. So Pancha Mahabhuta, all this becomes Prakriti. He alone is Purusha. So Purusha and Prakriti. Without Purusha, Prakriti cannot work. Without Prakriti, Purusha cannot express. He needs a medium. How will I express? Reflection ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ you should have a glass or you should have a water. So that is the Prakriti. And the source is Purusha. The source. Reflection is there. No? What we are seeing everywhere is a reflection. The actual source is consciousness, who is within us, within everything. If as we evolve in spirituality, we will tend to cross this Prakriti, which also includes our mind, our buddhi, our ignorance, our gunas, everything. As we grow, as we do bhakti, as we practice spiritual practices, with that we go more and more towards Krishna, towards Parabrahma, and then that is going closer to Purusha. When Prakriti we transcend, and then we become one with the Purusha. All this is spoken by Kapila, but he tells it in a very interesting way and in a different steps that we shall take up in the next session. So here we stop. Then I will just sing one bhakti. For bhakti we should, because Kapila is going to talk lots about bhakti now. And this is, today we had Satyanarayana Puja in our house. So I have prayed for all of you. That is also one Purana, Skanda Purana. I will just speak little bit about this Satyanarayana, the same story. I will not tell those stories, but I'm sure all of you would have attended and heard Satyanarayana stories. In summary, it talks about 4 or 5 people. Initially, just like this, Sutta Puranika is telling the Shaunakadi. what people should do on earth in Kali Yuga, because everybody is suffering because of their past deeds. Yesterday, some in one of the YouTube channel, one I think I mentioned this earlier. One interview I was watching. Uh, she has lost her one film TV star. No, she has lost her small child. She used to act with the child, but in one of the, I think her name is some Naidu. It is there on the YouTube. You ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ serials ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ ಇಂದಿರಾ? Some serials, do you watch some serials? Kannada serial. She's a very good. Her grandfather was a Harikatha. He used to tell.
Amrita Naidu.
Amrita Naidu. I heard.
Amrita Naidu.
Accident ಒಳಗ ಮಗಳು she lost her daughter.
She lost her. Accidentally, I was listening to her interview where she says that she was coming to a metro station and for shooting, and her child was sitting there, 7-year-old. Some lorry hit and on the spot the baby died. So very untimely death, akala marana antivalla. It is a big blow. Nobody should suffer that, actually. Biggest misery. And she belongs to some dharmic spiritual family only. So she has told
Harikatha ಅವರಪ್ಪ
Harikatha ajja ansutte, appana ajjana
ಅಪ್ಪ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಫುಲ್ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿನಿ ಅಮೃತ ನಾಯ್ಡು.
ಅಲ್ರಿ. Then ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ one statement she makes, it is all karma. But I ask God, why can't I know what mistake I have done anta? Which is very logical, isn't it? It keliri the statement. I was very I said correct alva. Why tell Krishna, come and tell me what mistake I have done, rather than giving punishment. Let me know what I have done anta. So
first child also she lost. This Samanvi daughter is the second child she lost.
She lost 2 children. She was a first child.
ಅದೇ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳಕ್ಕೆ.
Allala, now she has a son who Harsha.
Now she has a son. Before Samanvi she was ಅದು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಳಕ್ಕೆ.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು
ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ ಅಂತ, that is what she was telling in the interview.
Yes. So in that she makes a statement, and we were talking at home, everybody in my house, Houdalla, why shouldn't we know what karma we have done? Why we should not know? Why do you think Krishna keeps that it's not there in our memory? Why do you think? Any answers from your side? ಯಾಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ದೇವರು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಂಗೆ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಂತ? Should he tell or should he not tell? Should we know what mistakes of our past janma, or we should not know?
We should know. So that we can correct.
No, if we know, we can correct, alva. This is other argument, debate. If we know, we don't know, we are suffering. Mostly common man will think, ನಾನು ಏನಂತ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಮಾಡೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಏನಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಗಳು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಾಮನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್. ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸಫರ್ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಹವ್ ಡನ್ ಅ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. We are all suffering, everybody, not only one or two. Whatever we suffer is because of our own doing, knowing or unknowingly. Sometimes we don't know. We would have done mistakes without our knowledge. We would have hurt people without our knowledge. We would have spoken something which they would have got. We are not aware. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಏನೋ ಅಂದಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು, or some, and in previous birth we never know. But Krishna cleverly, he doesn't give that memory of the past life. So why it is so? This is a matter to be thought of, isn't it? But if you have faith, if you don't have, you can question. So, but if you have faith, then you will believe that, you will believe. Actually, I was coming to that point. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, ಇವರಿಬ್ರು ರಾಕ್ಷಸರು. In our mind also, we have so many demonic thoughts. Demonic thoughts, andre either it is like, it is killing people, or hatred, or jealousy. These are one level. Even if you don't have hatred, okay, I don't hate anybody, supposing we are agitated because we are not able to accept what we have got. We are not able to accept. All the while we keep thinking, I can correct this. You can correct, but first we have to accept what? Not only our condition, accept that there is some superpower which is controlling us. There is some. Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu never accepted Narayana as the god. They never thought they are the supreme. Hiranyakashipu antu ella kade tanella picture Vishnu tegedu nanna idನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ he thought he is going to rule the kingdom. So when our mind also starts becoming so egoistic, that it thinks we only can control. I can do this. Yes, you can do. You should have that confidence and willpower. But always we must remember that there is a superpower. This whole creation, we must get into that depth. We must get into the acceptance of something beyond human. Human has a limitation. Why human has a limitation? As long as we think this is a body mind, we have a limitation. If we think we are the supreme Parabrahman, then no limitation. That's a different aspect. But until you reach that, we must accept that there is a superpower, there is a law of karma, and we are all puppets, we are all flowing in that. Now I have got some realization. Let me follow bhakti, let me surrender, and let him take over. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಹಿರಣ್ಯಕಶಿಪು ಹಿರಣ್ಯಾಕ್ಷ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. In may not be in that big form or not that severe, but definitely the ego is nothing but the demoniac feeling. Ignorance is demon, ego is demon, kama krodha mada, all are small demons. Therefore when Hari Bhakti comes, that will slay all of them. When Hari Bhakti comes, when you constant remembrance of God, constant, nitya, always, in the last sloka there is every day, every time, every day you have to prepare, so that in the 8th chapter he says, Antyakale, you will remember me in the end, and then you will reach the supreme goal. But to remember him in the end, we should pray, we should offer our surrender and act selflessly with detachment. All that has to come. So only when there is acceptance of God, only when there is bhakti, those our lower qualities will go, and that only will take care of karma. So we need not know what we have done in the past, because there is no need. Let us assume, if you accept law of karma, it means whatever, if you are feeling bad, if your mind is reacting, suffering, if it is disappointed, disturbed, then it is definitely because you are not, you have done something in the past. Let's not know what we have done, what I can do in future. Let me start bhakti, charity, good deeds, good words, good thoughts, and as use our indriyas for the benefit of everybody and take care of the environment. So these things, if we do, these Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha demons in our mind will be definitely taken care of by the Lord. So Sadbuddhi, even Hanuman Chalisa, if you say, he says Kumati, he will go if you chant Hanuman Chalisa, Kumati, any chanting, anything. Krishna says, ಯಾರನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಹಿಡ್ಕೋಪ, ಒಟ್ಟು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡು, it comes to me only. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡು, ಯಾವ ದೇವ್ರನ್ನೂ ಹಿಡ್ಕೋ. Or you can pray anybody, any faith is acceptable for me, any faith, because I am the one who is going to give Shraddha. It's coming to me only. I am the one who is going to grant through those channels, but bring them to me. So this is what I always had this thing in my mind. This Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu these are all demonic. Hey Kanta, anything you want to say?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್, ಇದು ಕರ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಇದು ರ್ಯಾಪಿಡ್ ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬಕಿದ್ದಾಳಲ್ಲ,
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು, ಹಾ,
ಆಕಿ ಈಗ ಬಹಳ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತಾಳ. ಆಕಿ ಒಬ್ಬದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬಕಿದು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ತಗೊಂಡಾಳ.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಹೌದು.
ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಯಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ರಶ್ಮಿ, 35 years old. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಏನೇ ಸಫರಿಂಗ್, ಯಾರ ಈಕೆ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಇದನ್ನ ಹೊರಗ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ಸ್ಲಾಗ, ಶಿ ಡಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಶಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಫ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾಳೆ ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅದಂದ್ರೆ ದೇನ್ ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪೀಪಲ್.
ಓಕೆ ಯಾ, ಮೆನಿ, ಅವ್ರೊಬ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, 3-4 ಮಂದಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ನಾನು, ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾ, ನಾ ಏನಂತೀನಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟು ನೋ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಅಂತ. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್,
ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರ ಆಕೆ ಹತ್ರ,
ಬರ್ತಾರ. ಹಾ, ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ದೇ ಮೇ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಟು ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. But there are two ways of addressing. It is good sometimes to know what did I do in my past. And yargo obrige she got her husband used to physically abuse martidante. Then, like what you told, they found out that roles were different, reversed in the previous janma. She had abused physically, kettu hordu madu murder madirtare. Then they are born in reverse roles. So he is troubling her. Idu aitu. So in one way, at one level, it helps. Okay, naan madidde, naan unta idde, validation idu, confirmation. Aita. Iga confirmation one, ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು. ಎರಡನೇದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಈ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಫಾಲೋ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, he knows it. And if we accept that law of karma, and let's not bother what I was in my past birth, I have done. And it's a human nature, adunu tilkobeku. Human nature to commit mistakes. When we are in ignorance, we do commit mistakes. Now what should I do? What should I do now ahead? Vivekananda helodenu, you make your destiny now. Destiny, again, I would like to repeat, the astrology with your stars on your jataka kundali says your spouse will be like this, your children will be like this, you will be like, hangella heltade. Andre if you follow bhakti and you try to evoke that consciousness within you, it will definitely, it has the ability to change the direction, to modify your destiny. Therefore Vivekananda says man is the maker of his own destiny. You only made your destiny. ಯಾಕೆ ನಿನ್ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟೊಳ್ಳೆ ಇದು ನಿಂದು ಜಾತಕ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ your work only spoke. Your karma came on your kundali. Your whatever karma you did, whatever tendencies repeatedly ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ good and bad, it came. ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ಬರದ್ದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದು ಬರ್ತದೆ. So it's all you're doing. Your own destiny you have written because of your karma. So but you don't know good and bad. Now what is ahead of you? Now your mind has started thinking, why I am like this? How can I be better? Avaga ego kadime irbeku, and this all requires great amount of effort and luck to be in touch with spiritual masters, spiritual teachings, spiritual sessions. Ivella aadaga mind will become, a kind of it becomes aware, jagrata agtade avaga. Oh, it is like this. Let me see how I can shape my future from today. ಆದದ್ದಾಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಒಂದು. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ದಿಸ್, ಬಂದದ್ದು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೋದೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಊರು, ಸೋದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಸೋದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸೋದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿನ ಸೌತ್ ಕೆನರಾದಲ್ಲಿ, ಸಿರ್ಸಿ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಸೋದೆ ಮಠ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರು ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಬಹಳ, when PU was very small, it was about I think 30 years ago, I had visited there. I think I told this incident. So there one person was giving a talk. What he was saying was, see, we put this, Krishnan Uddhanama astare. Of course, let's not connect it with any kind of community or something. But what he was telling, Brahma Bharata Kalastana, Bharitanandrenu, he gives you the description of what you have done in the past and how your life is going to be if you continue with the same tendencies. If you continue, that should be underlined. If you continue with the same tendencies which you have done in the past, then this is going to be your future anta hane barabar kalastane. But if you have bhakti and strong bhakti, then Krishna or Lord Brahma or Vishnu, Shiva, anybody has the ability to erase that. Idu Uddhanama antandre, this is going to cross that. Andre whatever fate, destiny is written, this bhakti has the ability to neutralize that, you can say. Or it may not be completely neutralization, but it has the ability to change your direction. That is how you know how Valmiki became a big saint, who was once upon a time a hunter. He used to kill people. Angulimal change. So many evidences are there where people can change for the better, or they continue being better than what they were. So life is full of hopes, but without bhakti, without the God's intervention, I don't see anything can progress. Rather, our ego will bloat like a balloon. It will bloat like a balloon, 100%. Without the divine intervention, or even if there is no, acceptance that this body mind is an ordinary thing, unless we think of something beyond this superconscious, or that consciousness, or that Purusha, we have our own limitation. God definitely has given our buddhi, intelligence. You can score marks, you can qualify everything, but it stops at a point until you have exhausted your good karma. There is no other explanation other than the divine intervention. Bhakti barlebeku. Bhakti bantu andre life is going to see great transformation. Great transformation. So that transformation is nothing but reducing our karma, because we are adding good karma, because divine intervention will will prevent you from making mistakes. Divine intervention will prevent you from making mistakes. So they are adding good karma. So add naturally the plus, it becomes more of positive, and old karmas will slowly start dissolving. And once all the karmas are dissolved, then that is the ultimate moksha. That is where we take. When all your karmas are gone, then nothing but we are reaching his abode. Mad bhavam. We discussed that now in Bhagavad Gita. Mad bhavam. So we will get Krishna. That is how we attain Krishna. So this is good that Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ we have to correlate with our mental condition. Yeah, anything you can add? ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ಕಾಂತ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್.
You can add whatever you feel. Indira, anything?
ಇದು ಕಾರ್ದಮ ಋಷಿ ಸನ್ ಕಶ್ಯಪ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಕಶ್ಯಪ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ದಮ ಕಪಿಲ
said he started Sankhya philosophy. He explained Sankhya. It is the same like Bhagavad Gita nalli second chapter Sankhya Yoga.
ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಯೋಗ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ.
It is the same.
ಹೌದು ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ, ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಯೋಗ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವಂದು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಪತಂಜಲಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಯೋಗ, ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ಅವನು ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಯೋಗದೊಳಗೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಡೂಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಥಿತಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಈ ತರ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆತ್ಮ ಸೇಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಫಿಲಾಸಫಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಅವತಾರನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಪಿಲನು ವಿಷ್ಣುನ ಅವತಾರನೇ. ಅವಾಗ ಆ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅರ್ಜುನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್. ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಂಖ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಹಂಗೆ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಇದೆ. ಅವು 25 ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಕೋತ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅದನ್ನ, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಹಿಂಗೇನೋ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೇಮ್. ಆತ್ಮ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೂ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸುಖದ ಇದು ಏನದು ಅಬೌಟ್ ಆತ್ಮ, ನೈನಂ ಚಿಂದಂತಿ ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಣಿ ನೈನಂ, ಇದು ಆತ್ಮದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಬರೋದೇ ಸಾಂಖ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಶುರು ಆಗೋದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್? Anybody wants to add? Kavita, Padmini, Suvachala?
No, ma'am.
Oh?
Nice stories, ma'am.
Stories.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Look at
Mugibardu ansutte class.
ಏನಪ್ಪ, can we be like Devahuti? Point blank question. Can we be like Deva? I don't think I have ever been like so much of surrender and so much of this thing. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ we can give one explanation. Our husbands were not like Kardamana. We can give. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ my husband tell, ನೀವು ಸೀತೆಯರಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ರಾಮ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. My husband, you become Sita, then I'll become Rama. I say first you become Rama, then I become Sita. So but anyway, they had to be role models actually. So therefore they have everyone cannot be Rama, everyone cannot be Sita, everyone cannot be Kardama, everyone cannot be Devahuti, isn't it? But it's a nice thing to how much of they used to do that tapas, they had so much of energy, power, that without expectation for so many years they have done. So that is something very appreciable. That's a good thing. Yeah. Anybody? So Achala, Padmini?
Nice stories. Oh, nice to listen.
Stories.
Yeah, very nicely read.
Nice stories. Yeah, nice. One more is if you want to buy, I'll share this. Today I referred both Tapasyananda and this is Balachandran Nair. Actually, I got good Bhagavad books from Kerala. When I went to Guruvayur, I got this from there. It's very nice, Padmini. Balachandran Nair. I will share this cover. You can buy this, or maybe if I go again, I will carry some. It may be there in Amazon. We should see. This also is brief. It is, but I have referred both Tapasyananda and this one. Okay. So this is one song, Bhakti. Dasana Madiko Yanna anta prayer. But what I liked was Purandaradasa song. ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ, ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ. ದುರ್ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣ ಕವಚವನ್ನ ಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ ತೋಡಿಸೋ, ದುರ್ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣ ಕವಚವನ್ನ ಹರಣಕ್ಕೆ ತೋಡಿಸೋ, ಚರಣ ಸೇವೆಯನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿಸೋ ಅಭಯ, ಚರಣ ಸೇವೆಯನಗೆ ಕೊಡಿಸೋ ಅಭಯ, ಕರ ಪುಷ್ಪವಾಯನ್ನ ಶಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿಸೋ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ. ಮೊರೆ ಹೊಕ್ಕವರ ಕಾವ ಬಿರುದು ಎನ್ನ, ಮರೆಯದೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು, ಮೊರೆ ಹೊಕ್ಕವರ ಕಾವ ಬಿರುದು ಎನ್ನ, ಮರೆಯದೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು, ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸಿರಿ, ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸಿರಿ, ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನು ಪೊರೆದು, ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನು ಪೊರೆದು, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ. ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ, ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ, ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ.
Very nice, madam.
Thank you. This is an offering for Satyanarayana. Today we did that puja, no? I was telling that. I started from there actually. So ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಜನಗಳು. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸೇ ಲೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಡೂ ಎವ್ರಿ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಪೂಜಾ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ ಕಥೆಯೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರಸಾದವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಈ ತರ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, ಈ ತರ ಜನಗಳನ್ನ ಕರೀಲಿ, 4 ಮಂದಿನ ಕರೆದು let them read stories. So there are 5 stories, 5 or 6, where how they, they remember, they do the puja, then they will attain the wealth also, they attain moksha also anta heltare. So that also is like Bhagavad Purana only. Andre listening to stories where Krishna Narayana himself comes, he helps, because when we do this puja punaskara, that too in a group, and we build up that what I should say collective bhakti, you can call collectively, when we build up that bhakti, our ego comes down. That ego comes down, it will tend to think of positive things, it will keep doing good things, and that is what is his blessing. He is not going to create any miracle like that. He will see that you think well, you think positively, you help others, you attain your karma, and the benefits are given to you. So that is the whole principle of ಇದು ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ಕಥಾ. ನನ್ ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂತಿದ್ರು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬಂತು, ಹಂಗಾತು, ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಗೆದ್ದ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಗಾಟ್ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಲಿಟ್ರಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. It means Narayana got angry means when we don't remember him, we become egoistic. We tend to commit more mistakes, and certain effects are immediate. Now ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟನೆ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ, immediate karma adu. It's not past karma. You are doing bad deeds, you are suffering then and there. So that also happens. So when your ego, it attract negative forces. your sense of doership, no, ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಗಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಮದ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it will attract demoniac asuri vibrations, and then obviously you will not do good deeds. Your mind also will not think good things. So remembering him always in any form, meditation, japa, hadugalu, puja, or doing good deeds and offering it to him, that he should be there, offering it to him. Everything should be with the essence of bhakti. Then the things will be in order and we are going to create better life for us. So that completes today's session. We shall meet in the next week, unless you have something to add. That's it. Good to go. We can wind up for the day.
A beautiful song and singing also.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you. Just the sky now, child. Stop this. 1 second.